Hey guys, Chris with Murphy Firearms Training here. Not real happy with the mag release on this Glock 26. It's the factory mag release, and to get it to go, I've got to, if I'm holding the gun, shooting grip, I cannot push the mag release far enough without rotating my hand and then going back on the grip, and I don't like it. And so they sell this thing here, this modular mag release, and it's pretty much the exact same thing. But it's extended, and you can choose between a standard size pad. Let me take these out of the bag so you can see a little better. And it actually comes with two heads, two interchangeable heads, and I'm going to show you how to put this into the gun today. So it comes with the wide head, it's a little easier to hit, and it comes with the standard width head, but it's going to poke out further. And I can reach it from a firing grip. So here's my firing grip. I can reach it, but I cannot push it in far enough. I got to push it like way in, and I can't quite do that. So if this were a little longer, I could do that. So I'm going to show you how to put this thing on. So here's the Strike Industries, I think is the name of the company. Anyway, but it's just an extended mag release, and it works for Glock Gen 1, 2, and 3. This is a Gen 3 Glock 26. And basically all you need, a little bitty tiny screwdriver or Allen wrench for this guy, which is not really the install part, and then a pick. So I have a little pick here, and I'm going to show you our issue. So I'm going to slide our mag release back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And you're going to see down in there, there is, let me get the pick up in here, there's a little bar. There's a metal bar right here. And that metal bar is the spring, so you'll see it moving. Okay, that spring is what returns this mag release. And if you get way down in there, there's your little metal bar, and there's a gap right here. And you need to slide this metal bar over until it meets up with that gap and pull it out. So I'm going to try and do that on camera. It's way harder than I think it's going to be to do on camera, but I'm going to try. There it goes. Okay, so you pop that little metal bar out of the slot, and now when you push your mag release, it just slides out. So you got a nice hole in the gun, and there's your little metal bar just sitting there waiting for your new mag release. Okay, so it's pretty simple. Other than, of course, you got to take the gun apart first and make sure it's not loaded and all that fun jazz. But I did that before I got started. And do be careful with taking Glocks apart. I mean, you have to pull the trigger, and just make sure you got an empty chamber before you pull the trigger. And make sure it's pointed in the safe direction in case you screwed up and didn't do that. All right, so we're going to put this in, literally just going to grab it and insert it right here. The one secret is you see your bar hanging through there. Is you got to make sure that you pull that back. So I'm going to grab in there with a pick and pull it back. And I want to do that from inside. So I'm going to grab it and pull that bar back. Just, well, I said I would. It's got a lot of spring tension on it. And make sure you install this thing correctly. Well, let me see. No, you can't put it in upside down, so you can't screw that up. All right, so we're going to slide that in. And the big deal is to get it past that bar, and we did. Okay, cool. So now the tricky part, and let me go back in here with the new one, there is the gap in the mag release, this little channel right here. It's hard to see, but it's flat here, and then it falls in right there. You got to pry this over until it falls in. And you need to hold this side, because when you go to pry against this, it's the whole magazine release is going to try and move. So you have to hold that and then go in. I go in through the bottom so I can see what I'm doing. And you're going to just take this guy and you're going to pull it, and it should pop right into place. There you go. Pop. And you see it's in place and it's happy. And you're going to just do a function check before you even start screwing these things on. So I'm going to just take the wider base plate here, and I'm just going to give it a push, and I'm going to look down inside, and all is working just fine. And ideally, you'd try it with a magazine, but I can look at it and tell you it's going to work. So then you have to decide, do you want the standard size mag release? Okay, and that's just going to be a button that sticks out a little further than your stock mag release. Let me try that, see if I like it. Okay, with a firing grip. I think that would release. But I'm going to go ahead and put the oversized button on there. I like that oversized button because then I've got it's a little further back, and I know my thumb can reach that. My only concern is if I push that flat, will it drop the mag? And we'll find out. I'll do a function test. So anyway, we'll put that there. And do note that this thing is longer in one direction than the other. And this hole, you can put it either way. So you can put a smaller extension towards the back, or you can put the larger extension towards the back. So if you see that hole is not centered at the top, I'm pretty sure it was meant to go with the longer extension to the back, again, so that you can actuate it without changing your firing grip. My wife will love that because she has shorter fingers than me. And she really likes this gun. She may end up stealing it from me, and that's okay. And so then your last step is to install this little tiny Allen screw. And I didn't bring an Allen wrench with me, so I won't be able to do that on camera. But what I always like to do is just go ahead and get it started by hand. And so I'll get my fat fingers in here and just get this thing started. And the idea being, of course, that if you get it started by hand, yes, so it's started. And then just tighten it down. It does not come with the appropriate Allen wrench. So you will have to get an Allen wrench. And I'm going to guess this is like a 1 millimeter, 1.5 millimeter, somewhere. I'm going to guess it's a really small metric Allen wrench. But it could be like a 1/16 or a .050 standard. So I don't know. I haven't dug through my Allen wrenches to find it. But you will need, if you don't have an Allen wrench that small, you have to buy one. It does not come with one. And then I'm going to store this extra button just with all my extra firearms parts, old sights and things that I've changed out. And then if later on I decide I don't like this, I can switch back to the small one. So that's it. It's pretty simple. And I will keep the factory mag release here. So this factory mag release here. I'm going to hang on to that just because you never know. Sometimes this thing might get damaged and I can put this one back in and still have a functioning gun. So I don't get rid of firearms parts unless I get rid of the firearm. So anyway, I hope that helps somebody. If you're thinking about adding an extended mag release, it is truly one of the easiest repairs you can do. So if it helps you, it's great. Like it, subscribe. If you have other questions, you want to see other content, leave a comment. Let me know. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.